Hello everybody, I hope you're all well and welcome back to, is it episode 10 of the Jordantheresa podcast? Have we reached episode 10? As if you are a regular listener, you may know that we start out usually every episode with me talking about how good I look. Today, I've gone for a different look because basically, okay, so it's nearly Christmas. I'm filming this on the 22nd of December. I'm about to go out for drinks with my girlfriends, and basically, like anyone else, you save your hair and you save the hair wash. I don't want to wash my hair yet, but my hair is so greasy. Like, I'll show you. Can you see that shine? That's not hair gel. That is pure grease because I am refusing to wash my hair until Christmas Eve. Like, I have to save my hair wash until then. If I wash it now, then wash it again in 2 days, it will like mess up my entire, like the thing that I have going with my hair. I only have to wash it once a week. Amazing, right? So I've had to tie my hair up and I popped it in like a claw clip. Let me show you if you're watching. Right, claw clip. It looks cute. Well, does it look cute? That's my struggle, is that I don't like the way that I look with this claw clip because my little strands at the front are not stranding. Like, because they're blonde as well, because they're bleached, I just don't look like myself. I look really weird. And also I'm wearing a really aggressively 2000s outfit today. Like, I've got my necklaces on, I've got my earrings on. And then I've got like these, they're like low-rise, slouchy, baggy jeans. And basically, I love an oversized baggy jean, but I think them being like really low-rise is wigging me out a little bit. And I have like this t-shirt that I got from Depop, which I am actually obsessed with. But you know where it's like, I look like my mum. Like, I love my mum and my mum is very beautiful, but like, I look like my mum today. Like, I look so aggressively 2000s. Like, I literally look like you've plucked me straight out of Love Actually. I'm not even joking. I mean, on season, right? Like, good timing. But yeah, no, I just look really, really weird today. So I will not be looking in the viewfinder loads like I normally do. Also, I haven't got any fake tan on because, again, saving my fake tan, doing my fake tan tomorrow for Christmas Eve because that's when I think my sister's picking me up to go to my mum's. It's really funny, like, living literally like half an hour away from my home, is that like everyone's like, oh my God, like, I think Adam's traveling across country to go home. And I'm like, oh, my sister's picking me up. We're only going half an hour down the road. Anyways, so today's episode is a relationship advice episode. I asked you guys over on my Instagram for your qualms, for your queries, for your dilemmas. And before we get into that, should we do a little what I've been watching, song I've been listening to, book I've been reading, nothing. Basically, I disappeared off this podcast once again because I did have a super, super busy December, like with work, and then I got ill, fun. I got really ill actually. And then what happened? And then basically for the last week and a half, I've just been like perpetually? Is that the right word to use? I've basically been really, really tired. Like, I've literally just been a bit knackered. And I think that I just needed a bit of a break. And then with my sort of YouTube, I haven't really liked any of the videos that I've put out recently. The only thing that's really saved it has been the editing. Shout out Kath, my new editor. Absolutely love her. Yeah, no, she's basically saved my videos from what I think would be like complete crap. And I get like this every now and again, like I have imposter syndrome, but also like it's normal to get bored of the content you're doing. So I had like a little brainstorm, and sorry if this is really boring. I just like talking about my job with you guys. You guys get it. Basically, I did like a whole little brainstorm, and the plan is for the new year is that I'm going to do every other month one short video and then one long video, and the long video I'm going to work on whilst working on the short video for the month before, so I should be less like fatigued, burnt out, like, because nothing will drive you crazier like having to focus on someone's ringing me. Having to focus on like the same, hyperfixate on the same topic. Why did I go like that? Having to hyperfixate on the same topic for like 3 weeks, like it genuinely drives you crazy. Anyways, so that's sort of what's going on my YouTube. I have like a few little videos in the locker. One of the videos which I am planning for the new year, which I'm probably just going to get started on when I come back home from Christmas, which is like the 27th, is I am going to do a video about the aftermath of the baby Y2K aesthetic and lockdown fashion. I thought that would be really interesting. I want to get into sort of like fashion commentary as well, because that's a lot of what I watch is fashion commentary. But like I always thought, well, I didn't go to uni and do fashion. I don't really know that much about fashion. Bitch, what's stopping me? I'll just read a book about it. I know it's not as simple as that, but yeah, no, I want to sort of do like some modern fashion commentary. I've done a little bit of fashion commentary here and there, but it hasn't been like hasn't been like that good, like I'm willing to step my pussy up. Anyways, so TV show I've been watching recently, me and Lem have just been, basically Netflix put on 150 new episodes of Couples Come Dine With Me, and me and Lem have been burning through it, and I absolutely love it. It's so good. It's really good to watch with someone as well, because like the people that go on there are absolutely ridiculous. I'd love to go on there one day, but like it's crazy, like the classism on that show, like the word, like basically there was oh god, sorry, it literally is boiling my piss just thinking about it. Basically, there was this couple who like loved the finer things in life, and basically like called the, like they said in like, it's like basically a little confessional thing, said like, oh my god, great, we have a couple of chavs. Like, they don't even know these people. It was so weird. And they were talking about like they love the finer things in life, and like they fly first class everywhere, but like it's so weird. They basically have an obsession with flying first class, but like, and literally they had pictures in a photo album of them in a first class flight, which personally I feel like actual rich people don't do. So I feel like it's like performative richness. Do you know what I mean? Like they even got a butler for their night to give out the champagne, which everyone said made them feel really uncomfortable. But anyways, they didn't win, thank God. I think they came like second place or something. But oh my God, guys, that made me so angry. That made me so angry. So that's the TV show I've been watching. And then the song I've been listening to... sorry about, I feel like I'm really low energy already. I'm just tired at the moment. Like I'm absolutely knackered. I don't know what is going on with me right now. And also my hair looks dreadful. I look ridiculous today. I literally look like someone from Love Actually. This is probably going to be a bit of a short episode because I'm already getting quite tired and I've got to go out for drinks soon. And I'm so tired at the moment. What is going on? I think I'm just catching up on sleep from like the crazy 3 weeks I've had of work. But every day I wake up and I'll have like 10 hours of sleep because Lem's off work for 2 weeks now because he's a teaching assistant. And I'm literally just so tired. Anyways, song I've been listening to. I've actually been listening to a Crystal Castle song. Okay, Skins era. Sorry if I wasn't close enough to the microphone. I just prefer to lean back because I feel like my posture looks really, really... Oh God, sorry guys. My cable management on my desk is dreadful. I did recently redecorate my desk because my dad got me and Lem a voucher for Christmas. And Lem bought a bunch of like knives and pots and pans, and I bought a bunch of desk accessories. So like even though like usually it's absolute chaos when I'm recording a podcast, and even though like that probably hasn't changed, I'm gonna readjust my camera a little bit. And even though that probably hasn't changed, like, it's just that everything is pink now that, like, I feel a bit better about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like the colour pink, like, it just sets off some kind of endorphin. Basically, everything's pink. I have pink keyboard, pink mouse mat, pink, like, desk mat. I've got, like, Lem picked out a little anime light thing. I don't know. So, yeah, no, what was the song I'm listening to? I've got to find it because I found it on a playlist called... Blade Runner. Sorry, I've literally just opened my phone and it was just me arguing with my sister. Well, to be fair, it's me writing because we got into an argument today and then she hung up the phone on me, and I hate when people hang up the phone on me. I find it so rude. Sorry, Jemima, I'm outing you right now. I was so pissed off, so I sent her this long thing about why I was annoyed. Anyways, so I found it on this place called Blade Runner 2049. Have I ever seen that film? No. Do I ever plan on seeing the film? Probably not. But have I watched loads of TikToks of the film and felt like I've watched it? Yeah. Yeah. So what is the song? It's Crystal Castles. I've got to try and find it. It's a really good song. It's not Kerosene. I used to listen to Kerosene all the time when I was an angsty teenager. Suffocation is a really, really good song. It's very, like, depressing, though. Like, it's quite a depressing song, but, like, it's depressing in the Blade Runner 2049 way. Do you know what I mean? Never seen the film? No. Sorry, let's actually get onto your relationship dilemmas because, by the way, I haven't really planned for this. So let me get out my notebook. I haven't really planned this video. All I did was write the questions down about 2 weeks ago, and then I fell into like a 2-week slumber. Is that the word? Slumber? Like I fell into a big 2-week like sleep because I have been so tired. So I haven't actually planned any of this advice. So look, if you follow it, you can't hold me accountable. I'm not liable, all right? But also, like, I feel like I give quite good relationship advice because I have been in many relationships. I have been in so many relationships, and I am a relationship girl. Like, I saw this TikTok, obviously. I saw this TikTok, period. I saw this TikTok, and basically it was like, in life, you're either a Samantha or a Charlotte. I'm such a Charlotte. I'm such a romantic. Like, I just love being in a relationship. Sorry. Like, I love it. And like, to be fair, I haven't been in loads. Like, I've been in like 3. But the thing is, like, since the age of sort of 17, I have like almost consistently been in a relationship with sort of how long, the biggest gap was like 8 months or something. But, like, it's just the type of person I am. Like, I just like being in relationships. Anyways, so, first queer... By the way, it's all anonymous, obviously. Oh, my God, this feels so official. I should put on some glasses. I don't know where my glasses are. I have blue light glasses, but that's it. Because I have 20/20 vision, I think. Query number 1. Should I give up going to Oxbridge just so I can move in with my boyfriend next year? Okay, so I am going to make the assumption that you are in sixth form or college and that you're 18 years old and you're deciding, should I go to Oxbridge or should I move in with my boyfriend and maybe go to a uni closer to there, or maybe take a gap year, something like that. So I am not opposed to a gap year. Like, if you get in and you can defer, I think that would be a great option. Like, if you genuinely do want to move in with your boyfriend, I think that moving in with your boyfriend, I'm assuming you are 18 or 19 years old, moving in with your boyfriend that you had when you were 18 to 19 years old is not a very good idea. When you move in with someone, breaking up with them is like 100 times harder. And if you are the person that wants to break up, you will put it off for the longest time because you live together. And the thing is that you can always move in with your boyfriend after uni. No one is stopping you from moving in with your boyfriend after uni. I think moving in with your boyfriend, you're 18 or 19, is really, really young, and I don't think it's a very good idea, in my opinion. Obviously, if you just want to move in for 1 year, have fun with your boyfriend, and then go to uni, knock yourself out. But I think if you're genuinely deciding between going to did you say it was your dream? I'm not sure whether going to Oxbridge is your dream, but let's just assume that going to Oxbridge is your dream. Like, do you want to throw that dream away just to move in with your boyfriend when you could move in with him at any other time? That's just my opinion, though. Like, it depends what you actually want to do, because it could be a thing where you are saying, do I move in with my boyfriend or do I go to Oxbridge? And maybe that's sort of your brain telling you that you don't really want to go to Oxbridge that much. Because I don't know anyone who would have given up going to their dream uni to move in with their boyfriend at 18 or 19 or 20. So, like, it could be your brain telling you that maybe you don't really want to go to uni right now. So, because you can always defer it and go the year after and feel yourself out. You don't even need to go at all. I didn't go at all. And look at me now. And look at me. Okay, so I hope that answered your query. Let me know how you guys think my advice is so far. So, I just realised I might be showing the back of my notepad. Oh, it's just more queries. Is it bad/weird that I don't want to be with my significant other all the time and I want time alone? I actually got a couple of questions like this. Basically, like, is it normal to want downtime from your partner? Yes. It's completely normal to want that space from your partner and to have space to yourself. Completely normal. Anyone who tells you that it isn't normal is either a liar or a weirdo. Like, personally, so my boyfriend, he works every single day. He works in a school. So he is out of the house from 8 till about 4:30. And I love that time to myself. Normally I'm just working, but I can watch a TV show I want. What can I do? I can cook food. I can hang out with my cat. I can go out on a walk. Like, just a lot of time to yourself, listen to your podcast, listen to your music, etc., etc., etc. Like, I love that. And what the best thing is that I'm so excited for him to come home. And he's actually off for 2 weeks. And as much as I'm loving it, it just feels like an endless sleepover. I think I'm a little bit like, oh, I can't wait to go out for drinks tonight just so I can have a little bit of time apart from him, so I can miss him. So, like, it's genuinely completely normal. It would, see, one thing which is like, it's normal to want time alone, but then also, like, maybe if you really want loads of time alone and you don't find yourself missing them that much, maybe that's when it's worth sort of looking into. I think lockdown, especially like lockdown 1, really sort of, a lot of people broke up with their partners during that time and went through breakups, including myself, because I think a lot of people like realized that they didn't miss their partner and that was a problem, and they sort of had to address that. Yeah. So I hope that was a good answer. Sorry, I'm literally asking for so much validation, but I've never answered advice before. Anyways, so query number 3. My boyfriend lives 1 hour away. We barely talk. I see him twice a month if I'm lucky. I'm so unhappy with the situation and I don't know a way out of it. So I'm really sorry that you're in a shit situation right now. It's really shitty to be in like a shit time in your relationship and you just feel very stuck and you don't know what to do. If you feel comfortable enough to talk to your partner about it and to say like, look, this is upsetting me. You barely talk to me. We don't see each other enough. And you think that they're going to be receptive of the advice, then communicate it. Communication is key when it comes to relationships, in my opinion. It's like the most cliche advice, but genuinely communication is the best thing. But also, like, if you find that they are very, like, they are not very receptive of wanting to communicate with you, they seem very disinterested, then maybe you should break up. Is it bad that I'm advising people to break up? I understand that it can feel shit in a sense where you feel really stuck, but nothing is stopping you from breaking up with that person. To put, like, I think so many times, especially, like, we should just put ourselves first. And I think you should put yourself first if it's something which is making you really unhappy. But of course, I think at first you should absolutely communicate it, because it could be a thing where they're like, oh, like, I had no idea that you felt this way. I've just been really busy at the moment. Or it could just be a thing where they aren't as invested in the relationship as you are. And if they aren't as invested in the relationship as you are, you can find someone who will be as invested in you as yourself. You can find someone who will love you for every single part of you and want to spend every second of every day with you. Apart from when they want their time alone, because that's also normal. Finishing up. You go query number 4. Oh God, I look so weird today. I look like a little egg. Query number 4. Should I be friends with my ex? Now this is one that I really wanted to answer, because I think that this is a really interesting relationship dilemma. Well, not relationship dilemma, after relationship, a post-relationship dilemma. And I think it's very dependent on the situation. I think, first of all, that I don't think anyone anyone should be friends with their ex straight after they've broken up. Like, I do not see that as healthy at all. And I think sometimes, especially men, can use that sort of time, that fresh emotional time after a breakup to purposefully not set boundaries and basically keep on sleeping with you even after you've broken up, and that sort of gives you the hope that you're going to get back together, even if you don't. So I think it's super important for at least a month to take that time away from each other to actually properly heal from the relationship, because it's such an emotionally fragile time. So I do not agree with being friends straight after the breakup. It's not healthy, and a lot of the time people use that to purposefully not set boundaries in order to, you know, be able to still have sex with you and then still act single, which I know a lot of people do that. I know it's not just men, but a lot of men do that as well, is they will say, let's be friends, and then you'll just start shagging, and they'll be able to have the benefit of having you around and being able to have sex with you and having your presence and your personality around, whilst also being able to act single and sleep and talk to whoever they want. So I think that's the most important thing, is to take that time apart. And then I think that when it comes to if you share the same friendship group, I don't think there's any problem with being friends with your ex, obviously. You don't want to make it awkward for your friends. You don't want to set a little split in the group. I think that's like fine. Of course it's fine. And if you want to be friends with your ex, that's absolutely fine. Sorry, I'm pondering, I am thinking. I think, though, on the other hand, you know, you should be friends with your ex if you want to be friends with your ex. I'm not going to tell you to not be friends with your ex, but I do think that time apart at the beginning of the breakup is very, very important. It will really set your head clear as well. Clear your head, rather, whatever the word is. But when it comes to being friends with an ex, I think, unfortunately, when people go through breakups and they're no longer friends with their ex anymore, I think that people have a tendency to see that time that you had with your ex as a waste because that person is no longer in your life anymore. Like, you're like, oh great, like what a waste. Like, you know, especially when you're with someone for a really long time. And I remember like with my with one of my past relationships, we were together for nearly 3 years, and I thought that we were going to be friends after we broke up, but the only time that we saw each other was to, the dreaded exchanging of stuff. We exchanged our stuff, and I have not seen him since. And I didn't necessarily feel a way about it where like I missed him or I felt sad about it, but it was more just like I felt like I couldn't really wrap my head around it. Like I was like, wow, like that's so weird that I spent 3 years of my life with someone, nearly my entire young adult years with someone who I will probably never speak to or never see again. And I feel like it can be really easy to jump to that and be like, wow, what a fucking waste of time. But it's not a waste of time. You spent 3 years with someone who you loved. You spent a certain amount of time with someone that you loved. And look, you broke up and you're not friends anymore, but that doesn't mean that it was a waste. Like, of course, you're allowed to feel sort of a certain way if it was a really toxic, horrible relationship and there was cheating involved and stuff like that. But I feel like just because you're not friends with your ex doesn't mean that it's a waste. So don't feel that need to be friends with your ex just so the relationship wasn't a waste of time. Like, I feel like it's really important if you're sort of deciding whether to be friends with an ex or not, is whether you actually have the space in your life for them. Because, like, I know, you know, like, with my life, I have a boyfriend that I love. I have so many friends that I love. I have family that I love. There is no space in my life for an ex-partner to be there. The same as is, I'm sure many of my ex-partners don't feel like there is a space in their life for me. And that doesn't mean that the relationship was a waste. It doesn't mean that you wasted your time. It just is what it is. So that was sort of my advice, really. I think one thing which is really, really important is to, especially when your ex is approaching you and says, oh, let's still be friends, Sorry if I have a sweat patch, by the way. I've put deodorant on, so it's one of those deodorants that goes wet before it dries. It's really important to sort of, like, I know it can be so difficult because you're so emotional and sometimes you just want nothing than just to, like, be with your ex-partner because they were, like, your everything. Side-eye a little bit. Like, especially if they're like, let's have sex. No. Do not have sex with your ex-partners ever. Ever. I've never shagged an ex before, and I'm fucking proud of that. Query number 5. Our sex drives have changed now after 3 years together. I need the connection. He doesn't feel the need for it. Everything else is perfect otherwise. Help. This is a really, really interesting one. I feel like, unfortunately, people sort of have this, like, immediate assumption, I guess, that if your partner doesn't want to have sex with you, especially if that partner is a man, that they don't like you anymore. They're not sexually attracted to you anymore. And that, obviously, that can be the case, but that also can't be the case. They could have a low libido for a multitude of reasons. For women or people with uteruses, it could be birth control. For everyone, it could be antidepressants. That really, like, your sex drive. Oh my gosh, like, I couldn't even come when I was on antidepressants. It's like it was numb down there. Anyways, so that could be another reason. Also, some people just have low libidos anyway. And also, your libido completely changes when you're in a long-term relationship. And there's actually, like, a lot of factors for this, which, again, I've seen on TikTok, so take it with a pinch of salt. Number 1, apparently your horniness levels go down with libido. Your horniness levels. Apparently your horniness levels go down when you're in a long-term relationship because you begin to see that person as family because you spend so much time with them. So you don't really want to have sex with them all that much. Another thing which makes your libido go down is... oh shit, I can't remember what it was. Fuck. Oh yeah, basically when you're sort of in the beginning stages of a relationship, you're sort of trying to, whether it's unconsciously, consciously, subconsciously, whatever the fucking word is, you're trying to prove yourself to that person and saying, like, this is why you should stay with me, So that's why you're just, like, shagging them all the time. And also you're just really horny for them. When it sort of gets to, like, later where you feel really comfortable, you don't feel like sex is that anchor of your relationship where you need to have sex to prove that you should be together. So your libido dropping when the relationship, when the relationship is long term is very, very normal. But obviously when the libidos are mismatched is when it becomes like an issue in your relationship. And I feel like, again, communication is key. Talking to them about it is key. Otherwise, the tension is just going to build up and you're going to feel like shit. But also, it's really, really important to handle this topic very, very sensitively. Because back in my vaginismus era, which I still have vaginismus, so sex is a very, very touchy subject with me. Because there have been times in my life where, like, I couldn't even put a tampon in because my vaginismus was so bad and I had so much anxiety around sex. So it's a very anxiety-inducing subject for me. So, like, I remember when I've had things like this brought up to me in the past, I felt like, and I know it's nothing to be embarrassed or ashamed about, but I just felt so embarrassed and, like, ashamed, and, like, I just wanted to curl up into a ball, like a what are those things, like an anteater, and just, like, curl up into a ball and never talk to anyone ever again because I felt so embarrassed, especially because, like, I don't think people really handle it as sensitively as they should. So if you are gonna bring it up, make sure you handle it sensitively. and see if you can work your way around it in the relationship. But yeah, no, make sure you just handle it sensitively and don't make them feel bad for just having a low libido. Like, that is normal. Like, so like it could just be a thing of there's either an issue in the relationship or he just has a low libido. So just make sure you handle it with a lot of sensitivity and compassion, because it can be a really, really difficult thing for someone to approach to you. 1 second, my friends are texting me. I think we're on query number 7 or number 6. Please don't say my user, but how to tell him that I don't come when we have sex. Honestly, like, I am so anti-faking orgasms. I have faked an orgasm here and there because, like, my pussy's beginning to get sore and I want there to be, like, a nice climax to the end of the sex. But I never fake orgasms, ever. Because when you start faking orgasms, your partner thinks that they're the shit in bed, but, like, they're not. So, again, it's one of those things. Approach it sensitively. Maybe you can dirty talk them. Like, I love dirty talk. I know a lot of people find dirty talk quite cringy. I fucking love dirty talk. And, like, dirty talk your partner into asking them what to do to you. Maybe watch some porn together if you like to watch porn. Watch some porn together. You know, there's loads of ways. You don't even need to necessarily go to your partner. By the way, you don't make me come. You don't need to approach it like that. You can approach it in so many other ways. You can just say, like, look, I want to do some new things during sex. Like, and if you are someone that's faking orgasms, stop faking orgasms. Do not reward your partner for bad behavior. Like, that's just my opinion. There's so many horny, erotic ways that you can go about getting your partner to make you come. I've only got a few more left. I know it's been a bit of a short episode. Okay, next query. Am I awful for moving on quickly from a long-term relationship if I was unhappy for like over a year and I couldn't leave? I'm genuinely so happy, but I don't know if I'm awful. So, you are not awful at all. You are not awful for moving on quickly from a relationship. I think something which is like quite common amongst women, because like the way we're socialized. Not like, this isn't like bioessentialism or like hormones or anything like that. No. This is like, it's common amongst women because the way we're socialized to sort of stick things out and like stuff like that. Sorry, that sounds stupid. I feel like as women, we are conditioned to stick by people and try to get them to prove themselves. And if they don't, then we'll leave. I feel like when women break up with their partners, we were emotionally checked out of the relationship for months. I would say people are usually emotionally checked out probably like 6 months to a year before they actually break up with their partner, because they want to hold it out and because that they hope that their partner changes. So you aren't an awful person at all. Like, of course you moved on quickly because you have emotionally been checked out of the relationship for a really, really long time, and that's fine. You know, putting yourself first doesn't make you an awful person. And I hate this whole like notion of like people that like bounce between relationships. And it's not just people, it's always applied to women, isn't it? Like women that bounce, like apparently like women that bounce between relationships, like they can't be single and da. It's like, who fucking cares if you don't like being single? Who cares if you moved on quickly? Clearly you didn't move on quickly. You were with your partner for a year. You tried your best. And you left and you made the right decision because now you're happy for it. So the next query is, how do I get my boyfriend to stop being upset when I go out and do stuff without him? Now, for my first answer, I'm going to give your boyfriend the benefit of the doubt. And I am going to say that maybe he doesn't feel like that you guys spend enough time together. Maybe he feels like that you go out all the time with your friends and you don't spend enough time together. And that's a simple thing of, communication. Sit down and say, look, why don't you like me going out? Is it because you don't feel like we're spending enough time together? And then prioritize spending time with him. Or, on the other hand, it could be that your boyfriend just doesn't like you doing things without him. And if so, he needs to get a fucking reality check. It is so normal and so healthy to have a life outside of your partner and to do things outside of your partner. that him getting upset about you doing things without him is like a bit of a red flag in my opinion. Again, it could be a sense where, you know, maybe he doesn't have a lot of friends, so like he puts a lot of his time in you, so he gets upset when you do things without him. It could be that you maybe aren't prioritizing enough time. Maybe he thinks that you aren't spending enough time with him. It could be something like that, which for then communicate with each other, like set it all out on the table of changes that, you know, he would like you to make and you would like him to make, and, you know, chat it out. Da, da, da. But if he's getting like weird about you just doing things without him when you do plenty of things together, then maybe he needs to get a bit of a grip. I keep bringing up my ex in conversation with my new boyfriend and stuff. Is that normal? We were living together for 3 years, or should I not mention him or tell stories with him? I feel like this is a really difficult one because I bring up my ex in conversation, you know, fairly, like not fairly often, but like it's going to come up, like, because both of my exes were like in my life for a while. So like it makes sense that it's going to come up. So that's, you know, it's not weird that your ex comes up in conversation a lot, but also it depends on how your partner feels about it. Because if my ex-boyfriend was talking about his ex-girlfriend quite often, I would feel a bit weird about it. So maybe you could just ask, is it a him? Yeah. Maybe you could just ask him, like, oh, sorry, does it make you uncomfortable when I talk about my ex? Or do you think I'm talking about him too much? Like, he was a big part of my life. And if your ex-boyfriend doesn't care, like, he's like, no, I don't care, then it's fine. And if he does care, that is like understandable. I can understand why it would make him a little bit uncomfortable, but also I can understand why he wouldn't care either. Like, you know, of course your ex is going to come up in conversation. You were together for such a long time, but don't feel like you need to cut out your ex of every single story and you never... Oh my God, his boots in the background. Oh, guys, can you see her? She just looks like a little smudge on the lens. But she looks really cute. I just realized, I think I've been filming this entire episode out of focus. Sorry, guys. I still look cute, though. Oh, shit, I forgot what I was saying. But also, like, don't feel like you never need to bring your ex up ever again. Your ex was a massive part of your life. You were literally living together for 3 fucking years. Like, it's very normal to bring him up. Like, it's fine. I know it's been a really short episode today, but I'm tired. I'm so tired. And... I will be back in a week with like a proper long, like I've already what I got up to over Christmas. But I'm going to finish on last query, which is, if your partner cheated, should they stay in a relationship to fix things or should they just leave? I feel like cheating is a really, really tricky one. Because I feel like with sort of the way that like social media is, everything is very black and white. And I think that people sort of just see cheating bad. And like, look, I'm not saying that cheating is good. I'm not saying that cheating is good or like, but also I think that there can be a multitude of factors as to why cheating happens in a relationship. And this isn't me blaming anyone or anything like that. But first of all, if your partner's one of those people that if if they cheated and they don't care and they keep on cheating, leave. Like, leave. They do not fucking care about you. They're just seeing how much they can get away with. I think that's important to note is, if your partner's cheating, were they cheating because there was sort of problems in the relationship, or were they cheating because they want to see how far they can prod and poke at you and get away with it? But sometimes cheating happens when there are really, really bad stages in a relationship. There could be a time in your relationship where both of you were not emotionally connected, where you were going through a really, really rough patch, where you felt just so distant. And sometimes when people feel really alone, they will flock to the first person who gives them attention. And it could be a work colleague, it could be someone that they met on a night out, it could be a friend of theirs, and they could end up cheating. And of course they could cheat and then break up and be like, look, I'm sorry, I clearly don't want to be in a relationship anymore. Or they could cheat and realize that it was the biggest mistake they have ever made. And honestly, I think if someone cheats and then realizes, fuck, like, what have I done? Because I think with cheating, it's like, especially if you're going through a really rough patch in your relationship, sometimes like the grass does seem greener on the other side. So like they could cheat on you and realize like, fuck, that was the biggest mistake I've ever made in my life. And if you've been cheated on and your partner comes to you and says, it was a massive fucking mistake, I am so sorry, like I will never do anything like that ever again, and you genuinely believe that you could work on it, I don't think anyone should judge anyone for staying with a partner that has cheated on them. Like, you don't know what you're going to do in that situation until you are in that situation. But also, you need to think about how your relationship will be from that moment. Are you now going to be constantly paranoid whenever they go out that they're going to cheat on you? Are you going to be going through their phone? Are you going to be perking your ears up whenever they mention a colleague's name that you haven't heard of before? Are you going, when you're out together, are you going to be like side-eyeing them whenever they're gone? Are you going to be thinking, oh my god, they're cheating on me again? If that's something which you think will happen, which is very normal, then maybe the relationship, you shouldn't be in it, because that's not going to be a happy relationship. And I know that breakups are some of the hardest things, especially a breakup sort of via cheating, but also like you have to put yourself first in that sense. Again, I feel like a very common theme of this podcast is putting yourself first. And yeah, like if you feel like you can genuinely salvage the relationship and you feel like that person could genuinely change, then go for it. Like, who am I to judge? But also, like, if you feel like you can tell that person is genuinely sorry, but you just cannot move past it, then maybe breaking up is the best thing to do. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'm sorry that it was a little bit of a shorter one. Obviously, as I said earlier, I haven't been feeling very well, but I will be filming an episode next week, which I will be talking about my Christmas, because I'm driving home for Christmas. I'm driving home for Christmas. Well, I'm not driving. I don't drive. Ha. I don't drive. I'm literally bi. I don't drive, but my sister's driving me home for Christmas. And I'll probably be back in my next episode talking about what my Christmas was like. And maybe I should do like a Christmassy episode. Like, let me know what sort of Christmassy episode you would like. Like Christmas disaster, all my Christmases. I don't know. Yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, don't forget to give it a rating on Spotify, Apple. Give it some love on YouTube. Make sure you download it as well. And yeah, I will see you guys next week for my next episode. Bye.